All right. It's 6:15 on 5/5/21. Let's get started. Okay, I am jumping on to answer any questions if anybody wants to join, and to let you know what I know so far. Let me tell you guys something. The SBA, can y'all hear me good? Oh, let me see what my mic is doing. The SBA is full of BS. The SBA is full of BS. Okay, that's where I want to start right there. They had trillions of dollars signed off to them on the last bill. Okay, Trump put his signature down to give them money. Biden put his signature down to give them money. They haven't ran out of any money. They haven't even given out the money that they're supposed to give out. Okay, now they can say they ran out of money, but we all know what's really going on. They haven't run out. They did not run out of the money. All right, now they are claiming that the funds are depleted. They just randomly said that today. And the issue is some people have not been processed. When you log in to your loan portal, you need to check to see if you have an E-Tran number. E-Tran number. If you have an E-Tran number, that means your funds are already factored in. meaning your funds are set aside by the SBA. So your funds are not a part of the funds that are depleted. Okay, so for example, if your loan approval was 15,000, the SBA has already subtracted 15,000 from the amount of funds they have to give out. Because you have an E-Tran number, that means you have money set aside for you. You have money set aside for you if you have an E-Tran number. The way you know if you have an E-Tran number or not, you have to log in to your loan portal. For Vista Credit, you have to click on applications to find the E-Tran number. For MBE, I'm not sure where it is on MBE. But if you click around and just go to the application, it should be there somewhere. I don't personally have login info for MBE. Once I do the MBE applications, all the login info goes to the client, and the only way I can access MBE is through their message board, and the message board doesn't have any documents or anything like that that I can see. I can only send them a message through the message board, and then they send messages back concerning the client. So it's a whole different thing. Now, if you did SmartBiz, that's another thing. You need to log in and see if you've been issued an E-Tran number. For, well, most of you didn't do NewTek, but if you did NewTek, the E-Tran number would be at the top of the page. So either way, just look for your E-Tran number. If you can't find it, look for your loan officer's email. Email the loan officer and ask him, what is your E-Tran number? All right. Email your loan officer and ask him for your E-Tran number. That's capital E-T-R-A-N, E-Tran. Your E-Tran number is the number that the SBA gives the lender to notify them of the amount that has been set aside for you. The amount is set aside as long as you meet the requirements of the lender. The amount is set aside and the amount is given as long as you meet the requirements of the lender. You can cancel your E-Tran number if you decide you don't want the loan. That's by canceling the loan. When you cancel a loan, you cancel the E-Tran number. Or you can proceed with the loan, and they will use that E-Tran number in order to get the funds insured by the SBA. The funds come from the lender, but they're insured by the SBA. This is in the case of the PPP loan. The EIDL loan, for the EIDL loan, that money comes directly from the SBA. So if you have not been processed yet and your loan has not been submitted to the SBA and you do not have an E-Tran number, most likely right now you won't be funded. If you don't have anything in the works right now as far as your loan, most likely you won't be funded. If you have something in process and you have an E-Tran number, then you will be funded. Well, I can't say you will. As long as you meet their requirements, you will. You have to do what the lender asks you to do. The lender will send out emails with different requests. They will send out emails asking you for different documents, like your 1099, your Schedule C, your driver's license, your voided check, things of that nature. And you need to answer those emails. You need to answer the email and also log into your loan portal and upload the documents to your loan portal. A problem they're having is the images from the documents are too blurry. They can't read the images. So they keep sending blanket emails saying, we need this document, we need this document, we need this document. But they're not going to email you and say, hey, your image is blurry, because they have these standard blanket responses that they have to use. Sometimes, depending on the loan officer, they will be specific with you if they care enough to be specific. But majority of the time, they'll send you just a blanket email, and you have to kind of figure out what they mean and what they want. But if your images are blurry, your documents are blurry, and they can't read the information on the document, you will receive an email asking for the same document over and over again. Okay. Recently, they have started asking for full tax returns as well. They're not, some of them are not even accepting just the Schedule C. Some of them want the full tax return. So some of them ask for 2019 tax returns, and some of them are asking for 2020. So it just depends. Each lender is different. And I'm still talking about the PPP. Well, I'm back to talking about the PPP. For the PPP, each lender is different. So each lender will request different things. So you just have to stay on top of your email. The email is the key. Communicating with the email is the key to success with this program. If you miss the email, a lot of times it'll mess up the whole entire process, and you end up not being funded by missing the email. And I've seen that happen. I've seen it happen too many times, actually, because like I said, once I put in your application, I put your email address on the application, not mine. Now, there are some instances where I will create a brand new email and I will monitor it, because I know the person is not really internet savvy, or they just don't have the technology, or they're elderly. If it's, special cases like that, I will create a new email and I will monitor it. But I'm definitely not going to do that for 200 clients. Definitely not, because most of my clients are under 40 years old and they know how to check email. Okay. So yeah, you definitely need to keep on top of that and log into your loan portal every single day until that money is deposited into your bank account. Okay. I see there's a few people on here. Let me know if you have any questions. I received an email just a minute ago. Let me see if I can find it. I get the feeling that these lenders are tired of the PPP. I don't think they get paid that much for processing them, because the way they act, they don't even want to, they were approving people pretty fast back in January. I can't say that. But after February, towards the end of February, going into March, they started being really petty and really slow with processing. So I'm like, it feels like to me that a lot of these companies haven't been around that long. They're fintech companies, Fintech. They're fintech companies. They're not brick and mortar banks. They're not actual banks. So they haven't been around that long, and they haven't had that much experience with the SBA. And it feels like to me that they just jumped in thinking it's a great opportunity to get their name out there and make a little bit of cash on this, in the process. But they started being really, really confusing and sending different messages. They'll say, we're not accepting applications. Then they say, we are. Then they say, oh, we're not. Oh, now we are. Now we're accepting applications if you live if your business is in a low income community. Okay, now that came from the SBA. But there's other announcements that came directly from the lender. The SBA supposedly was supposed to have a deadline of May 31st. But the lenders, Business Credit and MBE, they stopped accepting applications March 19th. Okay. The only application they will accept, Business Credit, they will accept applications that come from your CPA. If you have a CPA, they will accept application through your CPA. but MBE stopped accepting applications completely on March 19th. Now, when you check the website, it's saying that they will only, they're not accepting applications, new applications. And if you do want a PPP loan you've never applied before, you have to go through a community financial organization. Community. Let me look at the email before I start getting it mixed up. Hold on just a minute. All right. This first one I got is from Novo. Novo says, we have recently been made aware by the SBA that PPP funds have been fully exhausted. We have recently been made aware by the SBA that PPP funds have been fully exhausted before the May 31st deadline. This means that Novo Middlesex Federal will not have the ability to continue to submit applications to the SBA for approval. We had hoped that there would be enough funds to accept and process your application until the scheduled deadline of May 31st. Unfortunately, due to the volume of PPP loan applications that the SBA has received over the course of the program, the funds have depleted earlier than expected. We understand that this is difficult news to hear. However, you still have a possibility to secure a PPP loan through specific other institutions that still have access to PPP funds. As of May 5th, 2021, there is around $8 billion remaining in funds that are accessible through selected minority depository institutions, MDIs, minority depository institutions. Okay. So to find the minority depository institutions, you have to go to, I'll put the website in the chat, www.cdfifund. This is going to take a while. cdfi.gov/sites/cdfi/files. I'm typing it in the chat. /2021-04/cdfi %20 SERT %20 LIST $2,004-14-2021 $20 final .xlsx. Oh my gosh, it was long. That's one of the websites. There's another one, www.fdic. Oh man. www.fdic.gov/regulations /resources /minority /2020 Q4.xlsx. All right. And then there's another one, www.ncua.gov. And this is just a lot. Let's just stop right there. ncua.gov. I would just go to the Google, type in ncua.gov, MDI for that one. That is too many forward slashes. But either way, they are trying to get more minority applications in, so they're only making the funds available to minority depository institutions. Okay, and when I go to one of these links here, for example, when I go to CDFI, oh wow, you can't see that. It gives a very long list of different lenders. Very, very, very extremely long list of different lenders, their phone numbers. I don't see, okay, and it gives the website. Perfect. So it gives the lender's name, phone number, website, and city and state. So it gives a lot of information on that first list. But I put all three of those in the chat for you. And let me know if you have any questions about the PPP. The EIDL is still being, is the EIDL still being funded? Let's see. I know the PPP, they're claiming they ran out of funds for the PPP. So how do they still have funds for the EIDL? Do they still have funds for the EIDL? That's what we need to know. Okay. As far as I know, there has, okay, let's see. Let's read this one. Good morning. After seeing some news stories yesterday and late last night, we received the below statement. After more than a year of operation and serving more than 8 million small businesses, funding for the bipartisan Paycheck Protection Program has been exhausted. The SBA will continue funding outstanding approved applications, but new qualifying applications will only be funded through community financial institutions, financial lenders who serve underserved communities. Underserved communities, sorry. The SBA is committed to delivering economic aid through the many COVID relief programs it is currently administering and beyond. So they didn't mention the EIDL. So I guess this announcement about the funds being ran out is only pertaining to the PPP. Now, like I said, the funds are run out for the major banks. But if your lender is a community financial institution, or if it's on the list, the community financial institution list on one of these links that I sent you, then you're fine, because they are funding through those programs, but not through the major banks. They kind of did something like this back in, they did this before. This is like deja vu, because they started out only using the community banks. Then they opened it up to the big banks, and then they're going back to saying we're only using the community banks, and not only just community banks, but minority depositories, which is, I guess, minority-owned lenders, minority-owned banks. You tell me, minority depository. Okay, so the money's still there. It's just that it's changing hands. Okay, the money's still there, but just not all the lenders will have access to it. That's what that means. All right, so let me know if you have any questions. This is live. Okay, what else is there to talk about? That EIDL is a mess. If you got an EIDL last year, you need to log in to your SBA EIDL portal. Who's that? Okay. If you got an EIDL last year, you need to log into your SBA EIDL portal and request, if you want more funds, you need to click on the request more funds button. Hold on, this other computer over here talking.
Battery low.
Sorry about that. Okay. Go to the request more funds button on your EIDL portal. Many of you will say, I don't know my password. Just push forgot password and they'll email you a link to reset your password. Just ignore that. I don't have time for that. So yeah, just go to your SBA, type in SBA portal login on Google, and it'll take you to the COVID relief. I can go ahead and put it in the chat. Let me go ahead and put the link in the chat because it's a different link. It's not the same link as you use for KWeb or the EIDL from this year. It's the link you used for the EIDL last year. So it's COVID-19 relief 1.sba.gov. COVID-19 relief 1.sba.gov. You log in there and you should see a blue button that says request more funds. And then you can go to the confirm amount button and it will tell you the highest amount. It'll tell you the lowest amount and the highest amount. And you can move the little object. You can move the lever thing from left to right. Move from left to right. You can start small, like it might say your smallest amount is your last year amount. Like if you received 10,000 last year, it might say 10,000 over here, and over here it might say 40,000. Because on average, they're going to give 4 times your last year amount as your maximum. 4 times your last year EIDL loan amount is usually what your maximum is going to be. So it'll start at maybe 10 and go to 40,000. So if you just want 15, move the little lever to 15. If you want the whole 40, move the lever all the way up to 40. Okay. I will be available at sunnydoeslife@gmail.com. sunnydoeslife@gmail.com. If you think of any questions later on, or you can check. Matter of fact, just put your questions in the comment section below, or in the chat now if you're here. If you're watching this at a later date, then just put your question in the comment section. Okay. This is sunnydoeslife.com. Follow my Instagram at Sunny Does Life, at Sunny Does Life on Instagram. And you can join my investment group at queensociety.net, queensociety.net. Or you can go to thecashqueen.net for my blog. It's up to you. I see somebody else has joined. Let me know if you have any questions. If not, I'm about to get off here. You can type your questions in the chat if you want. You can just rewind the tape to see the information. I will wait patiently. You know, I'm kind of hyper. I don't want to say ADHD, but I'm kind of hyper. So I'm working on it. I hate waiting. And that's sad because we've been waiting and waiting. Some people have been waiting since January to be funded. But me, myself, it took me about 7 weeks to be funded. 7 weeks. And the crazy thing is, when I tried to do a second draw, they said you already have your second draw. And I said, no, I didn't. They said you got it in February. I said, that wasn't the second draw, that's the first draw. They said, no, your first draw was last year in 2020. I said, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You're supposed to be able to get 2 PPP loans for each time the bill was signed. You were supposed to be able to get 24 months of working capital each time. So you're supposed to get 2 in 2020 and 2 in 2021. 2 in 2020, 2 last year and 2 this year for each business. So you have 2 businesses, you're supposed to get 4 loans. But some of these lenders, they don't even know the guidelines, and I don't know what, I don't know what they're thinking, because how can you count a first draw? First of all, my first draw was with Cabbage. Remember Cabbage last year? Oh my God, Cabbage was, that was the bread and butter right there. Cabbage was pumping out loans like, what's that lady on 19 and counting? That's how Cabbage was pumping out loans. She was pumping out loans like them Duggars was pumping out babies. Cabbage was pumping out them loans. But they changed their business model, or I really don't know what happened to Cabbage, but Cabbage, they changed their name to K Servicing. They also partnered with Smart Biz, I think. They partnered with one of them, either Smart Biz or Biz Credit, and they just stopped approving as fast. But either way, I received the PPP loan from Cabbage last year, and I also received that for one business. I received a PPP loan for one business. Then I received a PPP loan for another business. So that's 2. That's 1 for each business. I didn't get 2 last year for each business. I only got 1 for each business. So this year, we were supposed to be getting first draw, second draw. Now, I do have clients that received their first draw and second draw. But I ended up going with a different lender than my clients. And my lender said, you already got your first draw in 2020. And I'm like, that doesn't count. Babe, you're supposed to give me, this is supposed to be my third one. So I had one. Actually, this is supposed to be my second one. Yeah, third. Because you're supposed to give me the first draw, second draw in 2020, and the first draw, the second draw in 2021. They said that would be a third draw, and we don't do third draws. We don't know what you're talking about. So, I don't know. Mariah said, what's going on with Biz? Biz is not taking new applications. Biz stopped taking new applications March 19th. And they reiterated that today. They put a message on their website saying the funds are depleted. They're not taking any new applications. They haven't been taking new applications anyway, so they really didn't even need to say that. But if your application is already in process, they're going to still process your application. If it's already there, then it's there, you know. And you also need to log in and check to see if you have your E-Tran number. If you have your E-Tran number, then you're good. Like, you're 100% good if you have your E-Tran number. E-Tran. Because that E-Tran number is used to set aside your loan amount. The SBA uses an E-Tran number to basically give a ID number to your loan amount. So if your loan amount is $15,000, your E-Tran will be in their books by that $15,000 number, and that number will be set aside from all the massive number, the billions of dollars. Okay, so that will you definitely know that you're on your way to being funded if you have that E-Tran number. If not, if it says submitted, they're still going to process it. It's just they haven't updated their loan portal to put the information in. Can I do a second draw, or is that no longer available? Vista Credit has a second draw in their loan portal. They have that option. They're supposed to have the option in the loan portal, but if not, then you need to email them. Your loan officer is at the top right-hand corner. You need to email them and ask them where is the option for the second draw. And then another thing y'all need to think about is they said they were going to end the program March 31st. Then Biden stepped in and Biden said, not enough minorities are getting funded. We're going to extend this. I'm signing this to extend it to May 31st. And I'm only funding community organizations that cater to minorities. Biden stepped in and saved the day. So therefore, he saved the day one time before, so why wouldn't he do it again? Okay. I predict that he's going to sign another bill and add more money to the PPP program, and everything's going to keep moving. That's what I predict. So I wouldn't give up. If you're still waiting, I wouldn't give up. I would just keep emailing the people and keep logging into the loan portal to see the status. Your status should say submitted to SBA or more information needed or approved. If it say more information needed, they probably need your 1099 or your Schedule C or your voided check. With the voided check, sometimes they'll email you and ask you about it. And sometimes they won't. They just say more information needed, and they never will be specific as to what information they need. So you have to give them everything that's on the list. Hold on a second. I'm on live. Whew, I swear, people can never just chill. But yeah, I would just hang in there. I mean, these things change so rapidly. They act like they don't know what they want to do. They have, how much did the man say they have? 8 billion? Was it 8 billion or 3 billion? I don't know, but they have billions of dollars that the president told them to give out to business owners. They have billions to give out. Billions. He signed his signature and said, give the money out to business owners. Okay? They still have billions to give out. They're playing games. They're saying, oh, we have the money. Oh, we don't have the money. Oh, we have it, but you got to be this and you got to be that. Stop playing. Okay? And while they're playing, I would jump over to EIDL and start harassing EIDL, asking for your loan increase. If PPP is taking forever, jump over to EIDL, log in. If they don't have that blue button on there saying request more funds, You need to email them and ask for your request more funds button. Email the SBA and ask for your request more funds button on your EIDL portal. Let me look up their email address for y'all right quick. Yeah, these people want to play all these games. They know people are suffering. It's hard times. Even if your business is doing okay, it's still hard times. And nobody have time to be trying to wonder if they're gonna get the funds or not. They need to be more direct, stop playing games. And then the lenders, oh my goodness, the lenders make it 10 times worse. They act like they don't know what they want to do from one day to the next. One lender even emailed me saying, we still have your applications. Please finish your application. And it was a personal email. It wasn't a blanket email. And I gave them the information they wanted, and they said, we're sorry, application denied. No reason was given. I'm like, why did they email me saying we still have application and go ahead and finish, and you're not gonna, but that's okay. I did get approved by New Tech. What about MBE? MBE they have been sending out emails telling people that they are approved for a second draw. And get this, the people didn't even apply for a second draw. So MBE has been emailing people, inviting them to do a second draw. So if I were you, I would check my email. If you don't see an email from MBE, I would log in. If you don't know your login, you need to go to the website and push forgot password and get them to email you so you can reset your password and log in. If you did not get the email, you need to log into your loan portal, your MBE loan portal, to check the information. Okay. MBE, let's see, I believe their loan officers have different. Okay, you don't see an option, you need to email the loan officer and ask him to send you the link for the second draw. Because MBE second draw, that is not even an application. All it is a link where you just sign the document. It's a DocuSign document. It's just, they don't even make you apply. You just sign it and that's it. That's for MBE. Now, I don't know how they're doing this rollout for the emails. I feel like these companies are short-staffed because they never email all of my clients all the same day. It seemed like they email just a few at a time, because I feel like they don't want to email everybody at once because it'll be too much of a workload for them to just email a few at a time. But definitely, if you don't see the second draw option in there, you need to email the loan officer. For MBE, if there's no loan officer listed, you can, let me see, they have the company email. Let's see here, let me look it up real quick. MBE PPP. MBE PPP. It says, let's talk. Oh, okay. So it's info@mbeppp.com. Okay. Here it is. So if you don't have the second draw link, you need to email MBE and ask them to say, please tell them your name and your email address, and tell them to please send you the link for your second draw PPP loan. Please send it immediately. You are in desperate need of business funding, your second draw. Okay, definitely let them know that you need, do not send a long email. Never send these people long emails. They are very, very, how could I say? They don't have time, okay? Send them 2 or 3 sentences. 1, 2 or 3 sentences. 1 to 3 sentences, okay? Say, hello, my name is Becky Smith, or whatever your name is. My email address is this. If you know your application number, tell me your application number. And I am writing to request that you send my promissory note to my email address today. I have been waiting since March 1st. Please send it today, as I have a business that is in dire need of funding. Or, hello, my name is blah, 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 application number, blah, 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 email address, blah, blah, blah. And I am writing to request that you send the second draw PPP loan link that you were supposed to send. Send it today. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Period. You have to email. Email gets a better response than anything because it's in writing. If anything was to go to court, that email will stand up before any other conversation. Okay, that email conversation will be evidence for you. Okay, because the bill that was passed is a law. They have to give this money out. They have to take applications. They have to process applications. It's a law signed by the president, okay? It's not to be played around with. Sometimes you need to kind of give threats. Tell them that you'll report them to CFPB. CFPB is Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. Say, I am going to report this issue to the CFPB. Don't say if you don't do this, I'm going to, because that's a threat. Don't say, if you don't do this, I will do this. Don't ever say that. Just say, please send my promissory note today. The CFPB will hear about this. I will report this to CFPB. Okay, and you'll get a response so fast. CFPB, so Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, CFPB. The Consumer Finance Protection Bureau protects you from being played by lenders and other sellers of whatever. Anybody who's selling something, the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, anybody who's a registered seller of anything, including a seller of money, because that's what a loan is. Somebody's selling you money because you get the money for a certain percent. In this case, it's only 1%. And it doesn't have to be repaid until 24. Wait a minute. The EIDL has to be repaid 24 months after, but the PPP has to be repaid 10 months after. I will check that to be sure, but I believe the PPP will start being billed 10 months after. The EIDL will start being billed 24 months after, I think. I'll check it to be sure. Come back to the channel and I will have the information posted as far as when it has to be repaid. Also, you don't have to worry about repaying it if you fill out the loan forgiveness information. If you do your loan forgiveness application, you won't have to worry about repaying the PPP loan. You won't have to worry about repaying the PPP loan if you fill out the loan forgiveness application. The loan forgiveness application will be posted on the lender's website when it is available. The PPP loan forgiveness application will be posted on the lender's website when it's available. Okay. So I just hope that everything will work out in your favor. We just have to keep pushing. Like I said, send those emails Don't say, if you don't do this, I will do this. Don't say that, but tell them that you're going to proceed with reporting this to the authorities, which include the CFPB, and tell them that you need to hear from them very soon, because this is an urgent matter. This is not a game. It's not. Okay, this is, we're talking about money. Money changes lives. Okay, if you have a business that you're running, or a business that you're trying to run or trying to restart, this is crucial. You know, these are really tough times we're living in. Okay, really tough times. So it's not a game. Any last questions? Anybody else have a question? I'm about to get off here. It's 7:03 my time, so I will give it 2 more minutes. In the meantime, okay, let's get out of here. Follow me at Sunny Does Life on Instagram, and make sure you share, subscribe, comment on the channel so we can grow this channel, and we can get some money together. And don't be discouraged, because SBA is just one money pot. There's a lot of money pots out there. We just have to discover new avenues to success every single day. Okay? Thank you so much for joining. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.